Y'all, imagine you're just driving down the highway, jamming to your favorite playlist, when suddenly your whole world flips in a fraction of a second. These chilling moments were captured on camera, and trust me, you'll never feel safe behind the wheel again. In a tense moment caught on Dashcam, a 27-year-old driver was seen weaving aggressively through traffic, boxed in by a truck and a car ahead. You can almost hear the internal monologue, "Come on, just let me pass." But instead of waiting, the driver took matters into his own hands, gunning it to the far right lane to overtake. He tried squeezing through a tight gap, but it didn't go as planned. In a split second, he lost control and slammed headfirst into a granite wall. The impact was violent, jarring, the kind you'd expect to be fatal. Miraculously, he walked away with only minor injuries. Still, he earned a set of well-deserved summonses for reckless driving and weaving through traffic. If luck gave him a second chance, the law made sure he'd think twice next time. High Point, North Carolina. The dashcam of a truck catches what looks like just another day at the train tracks. A southbound train has passed, the gates lift, and cars begin to cross. But in a horrifying twist, the gates suddenly drop again, this time trapping a blue car and the very truck recording the footage between the barriers. Panic sets in. The woman in the car jumps out and runs for her life. The truck driver makes a split-second decision, throws it in reverse, smashing through the gate just in time. But the car isn't so lucky. The second train, coming from the opposite direction, obliterates the abandoned vehicle in a violent explosion of debris. The woman survived, but she wasn't off the hook. 2 days later, she turned herself in and was charged with not having a license and violating railroad crossing laws. Let this be a warning. Just because one train passed doesn't mean another isn't seconds away. It was supposed to be a happy night, a 30th birthday celebration in an apartment building near the Tyler Polk roundabout in Dallas. But what no one expected was a car barreling off the road and slamming into the building mid-party. Yes, the car literally crashed into the apartment. This was not the first time either. This was the third such accident in the same area. City Councilman Chad West had been urging the city for action for months.
A friend told me that I did end my 20s with a bang, so I need to work on my manifesting skills.
Long-term, permanent solutions that help deter speed and increase the safety in this area.
This incident only amplified his frustration. Within days, the city scrambled to install temporary barriers. Flashing LED signs, high visibility striping, and reflective paint were later added to prevent yet another dangerous crash. But for the residents who had a car slam into their home during a birthday, the fear still lingers long after the broken glass was swept up. Louisville, Kentucky, a 19-year-old driver ignored a stop sign and came speeding through a residential intersection. The result? His vehicle went completely airborne. The car soared into the air and smashed into a tree, just feet away from where a small child had been moments earlier. The entire shocking incident was caught on Caitlin Tucker's home security camera. She's lived there for years and says this kind of reckless driving is far too common. In fact, just a few months prior, a woman named Ana Maria Gonzalez lost her life in nearly the same spot. Now, residents are demanding more than thoughts and prayers. They want real safety changes, permanent speed bumps, clearer signage, and increased patrols. Because next time, that child might not be so lucky. West Palm Beach, Florida. Surveillance footage shows a Jeep racing down the road when a Toyota Corolla attempts a legal U-turn. What happens next is pure chaos. The Jeep slams into the Corolla at such high speed that it launches into the air, flips upside down, and comes crashing down, directly onto the Corolla's roof. It finally lands on the sidewalk like something out of a movie stunt scene. Emergency crews rushed to the site. All occupants were pulled out alive but seriously injured. Miraculously, there were no fatalities, but investigators found that the Jeep had been speeding excessively, and due to angle and visibility issues, the U-turn happened at the worst possible moment. The video serves as a terrifying reminder. Speed kills, even when you have the right of way. On a snowy stretch of highway in upstate New York, dashcam footage captures a chain reaction that turns into a nightmare. A truck plows through a line of stopped vehicles, setting off a massive pileup. One car is pushed so hard into the divider that it bursts into flames. Inside, a woman is trapped. Bystanders, ignoring their own safety, rush toward the blaze. They smash windows, grab extinguishers, and finally manage to drag her out to safety. Her life was saved by seconds, and by strangers who refused to look away. She escaped with just minor cuts and bruises. 10 people were hospitalized, but thankfully, there were no fatalities. A miracle? Maybe. But without the quick action of everyday heroes, this could have easily turned into a fatal tragedy. Texas. A moment caught on a highway traffic cam shows an 18-wheeler involved in a high-speed collision with another vehicle. The force of the impact sends the massive truck flipping over the side of the expressway.
Caught on camera in Texas, an 18-wheeler flips off of an expressway, lands upside down, and burst into flames. Look at that. According to police, the truck and another vehicle collided, which sent the truck over the side. The 71-year-old driver did not survive that.
Steve, and cleanup is still underway behind me. Allen police took photos for their investigation, and now we have TxDOT employees on the scene working to haul off the 18-wheeler that is behind me. They've already been out here for around 6 hours, and Allen police tell me they will be here into the early morning hours.
It crashes upside down onto the road below and immediately bursts into flames. Black smoke billows into the sky as stunned witnesses stop their cars and rush to help. But this time, it was too late. The driver, a 71-year-old man, did not survive the crash. No matter how experienced or careful you are, sometimes tragedy finds you in an instant. This story was a heartbreaking reminder that even the biggest vehicles on the road aren't invincible. In New Sharon, Maine, a peaceful drive quickly turned into a nightmare when a sudden flash freeze transformed the road into a treacherous sheet of ice. One cautious driver, moving at just 5 miles per hour, did everything right, inching slowly uphill with her nervous passenger offering guidance. But even with care, the car's wheels began to lose grip and it started to slide. A chilling reminder that even slow speeds can't always beat nature. What followed was terrifying. A semi-truck appeared from behind, much heavier and completely out of control. It lost traction, spun violently, and slammed into the cautious woman's car before crashing into 2 more vehicles nearby. Screams filled the car as the passenger shouted, "Call 911!" The driver stepped out to check on others. Miraculously, everyone involved survived with only minor injuries. The roads had frozen solid in just 10 minutes. This icy disaster serves as a chilling warning. Even when you're careful, winter roads can turn deadly in the blink of an eye. Tractor trailers and train crossings are a dangerous mix. And sometimes, disaster strikes in seconds. Raised tracks can trap a truck mid-crossing. Engines can stall while shifting gears, or drivers may misjudge timing due to slow acceleration. Whatever the cause, the result is terrifying. One wrong move or moment of impatience can leave a massive vehicle stranded on the tracks, directly in a train's path. These incidents remind us that when it comes to rail crossings, caution isn't just smart, it's life-saving.
Truck driver was able to get out of the path of an oncoming train. But his truck wasn't so lucky.
Yes! So there you have it. These crashes share one brutal lesson. Safety is never optional. Whether it's maintenance-neglected limos, over-trusted autopilot, blinding fog, icy highways, or unannounced dust storms, the margin for error is microscopic, and the consequences are forever. Next time you buckle up, swipe left on distractions, respect road signs, and remember, seconds matter, and sometimes they're the difference between scrolling through crash compilations or starring in one. Drive smart, stay alert, and keep your eyes on the road, because you never know what's waiting just beyond the horizon.